Hello, sleepy gamers. Wake up. New Gerald Adventures just dropped.
Gerald!
Uh,
Sorry.
No, don't apologize for it.
I got excited because I can see the gameplay already, and I have not noticed. Probably because I'm always looking at I'm looking at the portrait of Gerald.
Yes.
For those of you who don't know, we
Tell
can
you what,
see.
let's bring the boy on screen.
But it's I've never noticed that Gerald has like a rave party in the text font.
Oh yeah.
So that's yes. Welcome to my ADHD brain right now.
Yeah, that might be because Gerald has 20 levels of experience to distribute soon. But yeah, they had a week off. They were hanging out with their new girlfriend, growing as a partner, as a shinobi, and as a rodent collective.
Did you come back here just so we could start with our girl Jalisha?
Partially.
Okay.
The other thing that I did was I dug up some maps so that we didn't have to spend another whole stream in the fetid mire. Because I would like to progress this game, and we're doing decent, but yeah, I've talked a little bit about this of like how if it were just me playing, I would spend a lot of time rubbing my face on everything, but it feels a little different when I'm playing with other people. I feel like I need to move forward a little bit. So yeah, came back to see Jalisha, came back because it's near the place we need to go. Figured it was a good starting place.
Love that. I'm here for it. Also, you have a new weapon.
I've got a couple, actually. I guess the bow's not new. Like I said, I did some grinding, I got some weapons, I leveled those weapons. Yeah, let's go over this real quick. So I've been using the elfin bow because it has pretty decent damage, it lets me attack from afar. I also have this steel club, which is real good. It's very strong. Pretty slow, but it's got a nice, like, forward thrust attack. It's been getting me through it. We also got a dark greatsword, which should be better, but it's really not. It's just a...
Is it mostly just moody?
It's mostly just moody. Like, let's check it out. It doesn't fully look like a greatsword, like you don't have two hands on it, but also it's kind of jagged. It's almost...
Yeah, it does feel...
Yeah.
It's the emo kit of great swords.
It is. It does do dark magic attack.
Okay.
I will not club Jalisha, will step away. Bye, sweetie. Mwah. It's got some magic attack to it, which is kind of its neat thing, but it's not... You know, if we look at the stats, we're dealing with 29 with a really big thrust attack, so if I'm moving forward and hit, it'll be pretty good, but like... This is so much stronger, and it's got better reach. So I've mostly been using the steel club and the elfin bow.
Cool. You know, when I am in combat, and in a place where I need to do damage before damage is done to me, I like the number to be big.
I do like big numbers.
Yeah.
Cannot lie. Okay, we're just gonna jump into it, because I feel like we need to keep moving. And funnily enough, we were incredibly close to where we needed to be to get out of here last time. I guess we did get out of here. We did find the accursed tomb.
Did we go to a forest? Did we come back here?
We got here from the forest. Check that place out. It's pretty neat. There is some more stuff there. I don't know how much time I'm going to spend there. There's a lot of questions of like how much of each game do I want to show off, because I also want people to check these games out.
Yeah.
And like with this, there's some secret stuff like the VHS that I do want to show off, in part because we also wanted to pick this up. How's this look? Not great. I'm gonna stick with our bow. In part just because I want people to play it. I don't want to play everything. With this, I chose to show off the VHS because it kind of plays into some of my thoughts and feelings about what this game is trying to say, and some of my feelings about nostalgia generally. And so I think that it is going to be important for us to look at. Also important for us to look at this book. Curse this land! Curse this pit! I go onwards to the castle of the diseased one. Farewell, my brothers. If I succeed, I shall come back to give you all a rightful burial. Sir Garrot.
Is this our dad?
Nope.
Is that just like Sir Giant Rat?
I wish. I was actually thinking earlier if there were any giant rats besides like the Rat Kings and the Mama Rats in the sewers. I don't think that there are. Which is good, because that means we don't have to fight them. It's bad, because I feel like that's some sweet Gerald lore there.
Yeah. Speaking of weird lore in games and things that we have been assigning ourselves, last week we played a bit of Crow Country, and there's something about putting an egg-shaped thing in a thing, and I just keep being like, that's not egg-shaped, like, just in my everyday life. And this looks like a place that you shouldn't walk there.
Yeah, I love this place, even though very little happens here. It's just so ominous, and when I first got here, I was like, is this poison water? And I think it's just supposed to be blood.
Sure.
So there's a castle off in the distance, which may or may not be the place of the diseased one that we just read about.
I mean, this is a giant flooded space. Like, I mean, you could tell me it's for a diseased one and be like, yeah, sure, that makes sense. I'm not gonna argue.
Yeah. I do think that this is one of the few moments that kind of reminds you that you are in a well.
A hematolith? What is this ass?
It's kind of like the walkers from Half-Life 2.
Good, yes.
How much XP did we get for that? Not much. There was a thing back here, wasn't there? I thought there was. But we're going to start off and we're going to go over here. There is some stuff in here. I think I might go for one thing, but we'll check this area out a little bit more later. There isn't a whole lot to do here, despite how cool it is. Just the, like, ominous environment, the light shining on the 3 exits. It's very neat, but there's, like I said, there's not a whole lot to do here. It's sort of just a spoke to get you to a couple other levels. Like, clearly there's an item way off in the distance over there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think if my... Nope, it's not here. It must be at the castle. So now we're back in the Accursed Tomb, which is where we were last time, and I freaked out a little bit.
Well, right, because yes. Yes. Because there were some things in the sounds.
Yeah. This place is another spot where the game decides to become really spooky. Because, well, for starters, some of the paintings come to life. But also, there are invisible monsters here, which...
Oh, that's what it is.
Okay, so this is one of the things I talked about in the first episode, where, like, there are status effects that I think are really neat.
So you can't use your club?
I can't use my club. I can use my magic, but I really like how it, like, binds the part of the screen to just make it very clear that that is a thing that you cannot do. Yeah, let's go ahead and activate this. But yeah, there are invisible enemies here. They are pretty tough, especially when you can't see them. and we came in from a direction that just completely scrambled my cognitive map of this space, so it threw me off.
Hey,
Let's level
that's
up.
game design, baby.
We got 60 points to distribute.
Love it. Level 51?
Yeah, I've been grinding.
I see that.
So I have some thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I am thinking we might want to start putting more points into int. We are getting to the point in the game where we will start fighting more enemies that have magical resistances and weaknesses.
Yeah, no, do that.
I don't know that we want to go all in on it, but I do think having higher magic is going to be useful soon.
Let's empower our various accessories.
Right. Our rotating boys here are gonna get real smart. They're gonna start learning the ways of the shinobi and mastering elusive arts, and also how to set people on fire without them realizing it.
Can we
I'm gonna
put
turn
5
this
in
a
defense?
little bit.
Is that legal?
Yeah, it's not about being legal, it's about being caught.
Fair.
We could keep going up with our strength.
Mm.
Our strength is pretty good. We have a pretty decent weapon in it. I think scaling that might not be a bad idea.
Sure.
And maybe a few into defense just to...
That makes me feel a little better, because I feel like there was... I don't remember those enemies, but they were like... two-shot. Yeah, like, you kept having to back up. Like those weird little... brain boys. I don't remember what they were.
Yes.
Didn't like
I know who you're talking about. I will also say that part of that is... a large part of this is learning the patterns of attacks. I think that this will be good. This gives us quite a bit more health. In general, our attack's going to go up a little bit. Our jump is going to go up to a full 7.
I feel stronger already.
Yeah, hopefully this will help us navigate this space, because there are a lot of places where you can jump in this area that just like help you bypass a lot of stuff. So we'll see if we did this properly. So for instance, that up there, we might just be a little too low. Nope, we can do it. Okay. So you might remember from our last episode, we got a sort of riddle poem thing that said something about getting the fires, lighting the 3 fires of Prometheus will grant you vision.
Yes.
That is a thing that we need to do to be able to see these invisible jerks.
Okay.
So we need to find 3 of these little furnace thingies. So we've got one here. Catacombs. We were down in the catacombs earlier. Wanted to see if we can get the get our fires going first, because I like to be able to see who I'm fighting.
I feel good about that.
It's pretty handy.
Do the invisible fellers, once not invisible, look cool?
They look very disturbing, pretty scary. Okay. Which makes sense. There's that gate that was closed.
Yeah, I hate when there's like move in like media where there's like this, you know, really scary presence, and you can't like identify what it is. Like in this instance, an invisible creature or a cloaked individual. But then once they like reveal themselves, you're like, oh, you're like a little nerd, you know? Like, I'm like, why? Like, I still want you to be scary. Like, why do you look like my Meemaw, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, I totally feel that. I think that this one, if I recall correctly, does a decent job. Like, I think the design of it is pretty reasonable. Okay. It is kind of hard for me to ever find something that I can see scarier than something I can't see. Hi, Demi. What are you doing here? Oh, hey. Didn't expect to see you down here. Death is drawn to this kind of place, so be careful. Oh yeah, I got this from Death. But they have a new one, and it looks scarier, so I'd just run away from them if I were you.
Oh.
There's a demon around here too, other than me, I mean.
I was gonna say, like, baby girl.
Just be careful. Thanks, Demi. Yo, lightning spell. We don't need blood drain right now. We're not feeding any plants our blood.
Cool. Ooh, type aggressive. Love it.
Oh yeah, you know what? We didn't even check out the lore on that. Creates a vibration in the air, resulting in a powerful electric shock. A weaponized light spell used by the Holy Knights during the Crusades, and was one of the few spells not outlawed during this time. Let's see what it looks like. Just the standard little lighting.
Yes. I like a good animation.
And this feels very in line with Kingsfield style games where spells are neat but not particularly flashy.
Yeah.
Mostly as a limitation of the, being on the PlayStation 1.
Sure.
But I do appreciate the fact that, like, there could have been a lot done to make this a very big magical attack, and instead it's just kind of a lightning bolt. Nothing too special about it. Okay. So I think we should go this way, because this is the peasant crypts. I think we need to go over here. We're just gonna keep going and try and ignore those ominous tones.
I luckily can't hear them, so I feel safe.
It's very subtle. It's a thing when I first got to this area, occasionally I would get attacked and I just had no idea what was going on because I thought that the moans that I was hearing were just a part of the background music. Which is both really neat and kind of a nightmare.
Yeah.
I think this is where we want to go. I do like that the final place that there it is. All right.
What was that?
That was one of the invisible jerks.
Oh, cool. The weird synthetic gong. Oh no!
We can kind of see it now because we've done some of the lights.
Got you.
We can kind of hit it, but these are like very Bloodborne looking enemies.
Yeah.
Which makes a lot of sense if you've played Bloodborne. That game changes at a certain point because you get a thing that allows you to see things that you couldn't before. So now we can explore this area and be mostly okay.
I love being mostly okay.
Nobody puts a painting in their tomb.
Egyptian royalty? Fancy lads?
Okay, that's fair. I don't know about Egyptians or what they like to be buried with besides living people.
There was I think it was Egyptian that there's like a really old record of like a beer recipe that was inscribed within like a sarcophagi. But like what's really cool about it is no one knows if it was fermented. So like it could just be like they made sugar water with like
Yo, we have that.
Yeah. So it's like it was the ingredient, like it was like, you know, they boiled it. But yeah, there's no documentation of whether or not it was fermented, which I thought was really neat because I'm like, it's red water. Oh, what was that sound?
So that is a new enemy.
They sound like Pokemon, and it's awesome.
Well, it's called a nightmare. Well, just a It's a floating horse head.
But it's just the head?
It's just the head.
Hate it.
It's awful. They are very spooky. They make a lot of noise. They like to trap you in areas.
The way I went from that's cool to absolutely not was instant.
I do like the idea of a head-only Pokemon. I don't think we want to leave yet. I think we're...
What is a fun adventure that I have not talked about, I don't think, to you or on stream or anything, is with you playing this, the capture that I see that's like fairly real time is slightly darker.
Mm.
So when you drop your torch and you're in it appears to be in complete darkness when you're attacking like a painting without the torch out. But then I look at the game on stream and I'm like, oh, you can absolutely see. Oh my god, no. Hate it. Horse heads.
Yep.
So it's like it makes it more dramatic for me, which is kind of fun.
I'm glad you have fun. Okay.
I hate that. I don't know why smacking it with a club is worse.
Because they are very resistant to physical attacks. I wanted to double check if this was this enemy. Spoilers, it is. Yo, we got the coffin spell.
Can you just like go to sleep and they go in the coffin?
It makes you cough.
Oh my god.
It does.
Well,
but God,
you could
there's
just put it
so
on
many of these down here.
It has the thing where it changes the spring, so.
That's, yeah, like, I don't judge you for thinking that I'm telling the truth there.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can tell me anything and I'll believe you.
That's fine.
And that's for you on this stream right now, not everyone. Ever.
I have spent some years building up some trust.
So true.
So something that's kind of fun that we've talked about a little bit, but not a lot. If you look in the upper right-hand corner, you can see the moon.
Your lunacities.
Lunacy. Which is like one of the few times that I'm like, this makes sense to use as a term in a video game, because it is related to the moon. But yeah, we are getting to the point where we are now going to be getting more experience because we've been using a lot of spells, and we've been building that up pretty quickly because of the lunar state in the world right now. Which is something that I think is very extra and very neat. So this wall looks kind of weird. I can't interact with it. But we have a thing. Oh, no effect. Maybe we're not there yet. But what we do have is another ocean elixir, which is going to be really useful. I wonder if I had to do something before this would happen. Okay, we will come back to this. I guess I don't have magic equipped. Yeah, so this was something that I was really worried about if we did get a lot of magic coming down here, because we kind of only had the fire spell.
Yeah.
I guess we had some blood magic. I don't remember how well they work. But I knew that this was kind of the point in the game where suddenly they're like, by the way, magic is really important now.
Oh my god, it's so creepy.
It's very creepy.
The slow pivot around too. Like it's kind of just like the head and neck though, and it's like a stump of a neck, so it makes it like less awful. But if there was like arteries hanging and
it also makes them very hard to see.
Yeah.
If I didn't have my torch up, it would be very difficult.
How would you know?
You spend a lot. I'll show you the thing that is supposed to let you know that, like, this is a thing that you can do. But you spend a lot of time in this game just testing things out. It's a very trial and error part of the game. I don't think there's anything in here besides ashes. Yeah, okay. Also, we keep hearing noises, and I'm not a fan.
Yeah, we sure do. I was just gonna ask. I was like, is this a sound that I'm familiar with? I don't remember anymore because I'm panicking.
Oh, right. Here
okay.
It is. So we just got a random TV here.
We had a VHS tape.
We do. We know where that is. We've been there.
Isn't that close to where you got this VHS tape?
It is.
I remember some things.
This is in the other very spooky area, the Silent Temple.
The lack of face people.
Yeah. I also really like how this is presented as if it were a real player.
Yeah.
Very much just like looking over their shoulder, and
yeah,
you can feel them being uncertain. So now we know we got to go back there and shoot that area with lightning, which fortunately we have a lightning spell. But first, assuming we need to go this way because we haven't bonked this painting.
So what if you didn't have the VHS tape because that was hidden?
You would have nothing to watch. It would just be a television sitting there.
But is that the only thing that tells you that you can shoot a gate?
To my knowledge, yes.
That's rude as hell.
I
mean, I guess you could does
be cool.
No.
You're gonna be friends, right? Family.
Does it respond to physical attacks? Because I would assume I would walk around and smack something to be like, come on, I know I need to go over here.
That's a good idea. We should test it. My guess is yes. So I really like this. We clearly have a vampire here. Because they got a stake through the heart.
Yeah.
It's a red skeleton.
Is a red skeleton vampire-y? In some lore?
I don't know. For starters, I'm going to take care of these boys. They're being real jerks. They're talking over me. Here. Okay. I'm the king now. I don't know. I think it would have stood out to me, having played games like Castlevania. I would have been like, alright, there's something different about this skeleton. I don't know if I would have said, oh, this is a vampire, if it wasn't for the stake.
Yeah, for sure.
But we've got this blood drain spell. And I don't remember if this is what we're supposed to do, but I was like, what if we throw some of our blood on this vampire body?
Oh shit. What?
So now we got another dang vampire out there in the world.
Is it you now?
Not to my knowledge. We did not take the vampire class. Let's switch back to lightning. And
If Vampire
also,
Survivors has taught me anything, a red skeleton will come back to life once before it dies for good. The more you know. Also,
Yep.
that's fancy.
we also got the blade of Justin Z. I don't remember how to say it.
Tina. Tina.
Yeah.
Fanu.
A small elegant dagger with an inlaid pearl and silver, used by Queen Justina Fanu to withdraw magic power from her foes. So now we have, I believe that's dark. Yeah, we have a dark weapon that is significantly better than our great sword, even if the reach requires us to get right up in their face.
Right up in there.
So if necessary, we can now turn back to...
Oh. Hey, Val.
Yeah.
We have friends in the chat.
Oh, look at that.
Thanks,
Intelligame.
Intelligame. How are you?
How you doing?
Welcome on in, Raiders.
Oh no. Hi, this is a horse head.
Yeah, deal with that. Hi, everyone.
We're in a spooky area.
Yes. Valis over here is playing Lunacid, sharing with me this, thank you for the nod, this Kingsfield-inspired game. It's incredible. It was in a Humble Bundle sale, in a bundle. I don't know if it's still live, but take a gander. But yeah, welcome on in.
How was Zelda? I didn't get to catch the end. Are you still... Hello, Hildegard. Are you still in the Spirit Temple? Oh man, I'm lost. I'm lost in the catacombs.
Well, luckily the torch won't go out, which was a real fear of mine.
Nope, will not go out. There might be more horse heads, but that's a different issue.
That's fair.
Let's drink a mana potion. Got the silver gauntlets. All right. Progress. So I'm going to go back and check on that weird wall. Part of me thinks that something is open, but I also kind of wonder if I need to go complete the thing on the VHS before it is an option. Yeah, it doesn't. I don't have any options here. So now might be a good time to head back, teleport out, go see what's in the Silent Temple, and oh, thank you for putting that in there.
Yeah. It's live for another... I'm talking, so... who knows? The developer of this is prolific and honestly, like, inspiring to see how, all the projects and like how they kind of iterate on themselves in like previous properties, and very cool.
Yeah,
Like,
it's at some point I want to do a playthrough of Basilisk on stream because I find that game series of games just utterly fascinating. I'm trying to think what the fastest way to get there is. Kira worked on Spooky's House of Jumpscare with Psychobilly. They also did Lost in Vivo, which is a series of homages to horror games. And then Lunacid, that is their main... Yeah, that's probably what they are most well known for. They have done a lot of smaller games. If you like any of these, I would recommend checking out their itch page, because they do a lot of smaller... Let's get a little bit of experience. They do a lot of smaller games. They typically do small teams and solo dev work.
Mm-hmm.
But you can really tell that when they make a game that's an homage, they spend a lot of time thinking about how to...
To homage.
Yeah, like one of the things that we talked about is that this game has frame rate limitations, and it will make notes of like, hey, was Kingsfield 3 your favorite Kingsfield? That one had a frame rate of 24, so if you want, we can lock it to 24 frames per second.
Mm-hmm.
And then they give you the option of like, some of our stuff is tied to frame rate. Do you want to unlock that and really break the game? And they're just perfectly fine letting you do that. I don't know what they're working on next. They do stream on Twitch. But I haven't seen them stream a whole lot, one, recently, and two, I don't see them do a lot of dev work on stream. They do some research work, like I've seen them play some really fun and obscure Castlevania games.
I like that.
But I have not heard any word on what they are working on next.
Not friend-shaped.
Nope.
What? They're doing another Lunacid game using the original Kingsfield engine from Soft.
Oh, wow.
That was put in public comments back in the 90s. That's rad.
Oh, I will have to look into that. Okay, so you asked if there was anything that, like, happens. Yeah. You might have noticed that when I shot that wall... Well, it said no effect, but there's a thing.
Yeah.
I can't pick it up, so I think that that might just be a visual glitch. I'm hoping it's a visual glitch. And that we haven't, like, locked ourselves out of this. Uh-oh.
When was the last time we saved?
You know what? Yeah, that's a great idea. Let's... It was not super long ago, and we will be able to, go back into it. I think we will be fine, but I am a little nervous that we are having a I can't talk to NPCs issue again.
Don't bring that up. This is a safe space.
Okay, so let's warp back where we were. We'll head back there. But yeah, Kira is really thoughtful, and part of the reason that I wanted to choose Lunacid for my first game on Nostalgia Fuel is just their way of exploring and using tropes from genres and titles from the past. And I feel like this is a really good way, like this is a great way to highlight what we are talking about when we talk about Nostalgia Fueled and retro-inspired games, of not just using visual language or paying homage to a few things. It's this is a full package. Oh yeah, Dread Delusion is excellent. Originally, this was going to be kind of a short little, like, one-off, explore this, and then we were going to play Dread Delusion and talk about the differences between this and that, because Dread Delusion is a little more... I think it's a little bit more of a Morrowind clone, as opposed to a Kingsfield clone. And there are a lot of subtle differences between those two. Mm-hmm. But after deciding that we were going to play this all the way through, I'm like, alright, we need to split it up a little bit. I should probably put a platformer or a point-and-click puzzle game in between these two. This is a lot of first-person action games.
But it's nostalgic.
It is so nostalgic. Okay, so the key's gone. And we've got our lightning spell. Okay, so it just got added to our inventory.
What?
Corrupt
Enchanted
key.
key? Oh, corrupt key.
Yep. We got no description. It's a bunch of fuzz. Yeah, the updates. So one of the things that we have talked about, or at least I've thought about a lot more than we've talked about, is like a lot of the retro-inspired video games kind of come out in early access. And so, for example, I want to play Gloomwood at some point, which is a Thief clone. And I've played it a lot. I really enjoy it. I think it's excellent. And also, I don't really know when we play that, because while there is a decent amount, it's not finished. But with Dread Delusion, I feel like if I just took my time and enjoyed it, I would finish an area, give it a couple weeks, and then they would announce that the new area is coming out soon. Just incredible how quickly they worked on that. And things were pretty smooth. Some bugs, but also it's a Morrowind clone. Like, bugs are part of the experience. God, it's so ominous without any music.
Sorry, and I was muted too because the dogs were going ballistic.
Ah.
But then I was talking to you and you couldn't hear me. Oh.
We have fun here.
Yeah. Professional, really. Oh, we've been here before.
Let's do a quick check. We've got 6 points.
Okay.
I feel like we're okay. Where do you think we should...
one over there on the right. That's good.
We're doing okay. Where do we think we should put these points?
Is that resistance at the bottom?
Yes.
Resistance.
Resistance.
And would that help with like poisons and things?
Yeah, your poisons, your curses, your bleedings.
Why don't we put a little bit in there? It's lagging real far behind. We don't need to like have everything be equal, but give it a little love.
How much is a little? You want to go all the way up to 16?
Why not? We have a little lingering point. Why not?
All right. Yeah, and again, like, I've talked about how I have ground some levels out for this. It's not super hard if that's a thing that you're worried about. It's pretty easy to just sit back with a podcast or a stream and just run loops on areas. You will get a bunch of your levels very quickly. The scaling in this game is not particularly difficult. Right.
Yeah, it seems to be like... I mean, I don't know how much you're grinding off stream, but it seems very approachable. Not cumbersome with some grindings. Looks off into the distance and a few RPGs.
Yeah, this has been perfectly fine, and in some ways I kind of... Let's see if this does... That does very little damage. They're resistant to fire. I do really feel like you are encouraged to grind things out. There is, like I talked about, the difficulty slider. If you ever just are like, no, I just want to get through this. I want to find the new areas and explore the environments. It's been really nice to have that. In addition to the fact that you can just be like, I want this to be really hard, and that just means that I'm going to go grind in an area where there's a lot of enemies, and I'm going to crank up my Lunacid to the max so that if I get hit once, I die, but I also get a lot of experience. I think this is it. Yes. Okay.
I think, like, watching you play this, I think it, like, for me, I feel like I would have a hard time, perhaps. just because of how I usually build my builds. And this kind of forces you in some way to be a little bit more dynamic than I'm used to, if only just for some puzzleage, environmental stuff. But like the horses being really resistant to physical attack, I feel like would really goof me in my willingness to adapt.
I don't disagree, but I also, like we've pointed out, you know, we've got poison weapons, you've got ice weapons.
Oh, that's true, that's true.
You can work around it. It is, in many ways, making it a little bit more difficult for yourself, but if that is the way you want to play it, it is still a completely acceptable way to go through.
That's the way I want to play it. I think it's my goblin brain.
Goblin brains do stuff too. I really like that this area is... Hey, Intelligent, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for bringing your community.
Thank
We
you
will
so
have to
much.
catch up soon.
Yeah.
I really like that this area is corrupted, and so you've got like the visual distortion and pop-in and things like that. And we get a white VHS tape now.
Ooh. Do you have to go back to where that one TV was?
Let's check it out and see what happens.
Or is there a white VHS
Oops.
TV? God, the way it recoils, I think that's what
I'm
upsets
out of
me.
magic. Yeah. There are just the variety and the levels of... I think I'm going to say disturbingness of some of the enemies is really interesting. How some are just kind of like, oh, this is a cool, like the... I think they were the Yakul in the forest, the magic deers.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, oh, this is really neat, and there's nothing particularly scary about it, and then you get to these mares, and you're like, no, no thank you.
No. Smack a cursed painting.
I believe it was back here somewhere. I think it's over here. Rub our face on the wall. There it is.
Ah.
Okay, so let's get rid of this corrupt key, and let's find this white VHS tape. Alright, so different text. That's... No effect.
Okay. So we need a white TV. That's what the game's telling me.
That's what it said with its game mouth.
Oh.
Creepy noises.
Oh.
Nope. So there is more stuff in here. I think we will probably come back a little bit later. I think it's probably time to go check out the... Hi, buddy. Check out the other area. Let's go check out that castle where the quote-unquote diseased one lives.
Sure.
First, I'm going to check out this. 'Cause I think that
I do like how
oh, no.
accessible items are in the dungeons, it seems. Like everybody's dropping something. I don't know if it's useful. But it's nice. I love getting a little treat.
Yeah, it is. Most of that stuff is used for, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh wow, we have so many ocean elixirs. Most of that stuff is used for crafting, which is... I'm not impressed with the crafting system. I also may not have engaged with it enough to be meaningfully in the know about like how useful it can be. I think it's fine. It feels like a thing that's kind of tacked on, but I do appreciate the fact that they're just like, here, have stuff. Here, have stuff. Alright, you seem resistant to fire.
We mentioned Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion earlier, right? I'm not making that up. Okay. They just announced earlier today that a physical edition is going into pre-orders May 28th.
Huh.
So that's like in a week.
We'll have to look into that.
Yeah, it looks like PS5 and Switch.
I'm really glad that that game took off the way it did.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't know about it when it came out, but I feel like it comes up in conversation a lot at like the past few. It's been years now, right? It's been a while.
It has been quite a while. Unsecret Crush, does it drown me out, or Retro, or both?
Let us know.
Would love to fix our audio. You know what, let's do a save. Safety save. And let's go back into the giant ocean of blood.
Blood.
There's something that's cool that happens here every now and again, and I kind of wonder how long I have to wait for it to happen.
Is it like, mostly you, but maybe just because you were the one speaking last time the sound got rowdy?
Okay, let's give me a little bump on the old audio.
Bump. Is whatever supposed to happen in the blood zone, is it like, I guess, is it The Witcher 3 that there's like a whale that like comes out of the water like randomly while you're sailing? I never played The Witcher 3. But I could relate it too. Have you ever played a little indie game called Skyrim?
I've heard of it.
So I have probably hundreds of hours in Skyrim on different characters. I have never, until fairly recently, seen the ghost on the ghost horse that like walks through the majority of the map, like just across it, like every day. Never seen it before in my life.
Huh.
So if you haven't seen it, now you know it's there. It's just a little ghost guy.
Oh, Unsecret Crush brings up Siren, and someday we will play Atama, which is a Siren-inspired video game. Siren is very good. It's very challenging and oblique. It's difficult to understand. It's also, like, a fascinating game from the PS2 era. Alright. So, real quick.
Wait, what? What? Hello?
I'm swimming. It's fine. I just want this weapon that I'm probably never gonna use.
Okay, I love that. Oh yeah, this is defo blood. Look at all those blood cells coming at you.
I think those are blood cells.
I'm building up lore. They're giant blood cells. From a giant blood.
Yeah. Plasma lava.
Green Bean Phoenix asks, have you experienced the vampire class in this game at all?
I haven't. I have made 4 characters in this game, and I've never made a vampire. I know some of the differences between a vampire and the other classes, which I think is really cool that they were able to implement things like, hey, this item heals you where other people would hurt you, and standing in running water hurts you. It's also Just not something I've fully experimented with yet.
Are we at the Trevi Fountain?
You know, I guess it could be. Great Night of Valyria, Ophelia. So real quick, before we get too far, let's hit up this save point. And save. We've got a level. We got 2 points. A couple into magic. Because we are in a magical kingdom.
I was thinking magic or hit.
Hit? Magic can be a kind of hit.
That's so true. Friend or foe? Friend or foe?
Kind of neutral. These are very much like the little guys in the beginning.
Okay.
Who just kind of look at you funny, and then if you attack them, they'll fight back, but by and large, they're just kind of like, hi, friend.
Oh, I love that.
So this place took me a very long time to figure out. So you come up here. Okay, I just want to make sure I didn't, like, aggro by getting too close.
Sure.
Come up here. This door's locked. There are these gems. I don't have anything to do with gems.
But these pylons do?
We got a Bella over here. It's got a puppy dog in his chest. It's Garrot! The guy who left the letter for his brothers. Salutations, little lambkin. I am Sir Garrot, the Hound. Garrot? I'm on my way to kill the lord of this castle. But I've ran into a bit of a conundrum. I can't figure out how to open the main gate. I feel so foolish. How does it work, I wonder?
I love his voice.
Greetings, Cheryl. I feel so foolish. So yeah, not a lot of help.
But it's these things, right? Those guys? Or is it just like
it is not. But I did play
okay.
with those. I also, this is kind of the area where I started messing around with stuff, and I was like, huh, that's funny. There's like a thing over here, and if I shoot it, it says no effect, which means that there's something that will cause an effect.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of playing around, can't figure it out. I find this thing, and I'm like, oh, there's, you know, red gems, there's a space here to put something in. I need a crystal, right? Like, castle cells. And eventually I realized, I think that this is a vampire's place, like a vampire's castle. It would make sense because they talk about them being the diseased one.
And they're surrounded by blood.
And they're surrounded by blood. And so I'm going through all of my spells to be like, alright, maybe I have a certain type of magic. And then I hit that, and it's like, oh, a door opens. And so I'm like, oh, okay. What if red means blood? No, red doesn't mean blood. But what else could red mean? Could mean fire. No. And it's just me going through, like, all these different types of magics and, like, trying to figure out, I think I actually have to hit this thing. Like, what the language of the game is to figure out how do I deal with this stuff. It was blood. And that's kind of how I figured out how to open up those cells that I was hitting with electricity. Okay. Because eventually I'm just like, alright, there's something weird about this. I know that there's a way to open these or do something with them because there's, like, a fog here. And I just started hitting it with things and it kept saying no effect, and so I was like, alright, I just have to find the thing that fixes this or undoes it.
Oh.
Got a spectral candle. I don't remember what the spectral candles do. An enchanted blue candle that emits a ghastly flame capable of keeping beasts away. Never use them. No effect there. So yeah, we got a little Nosferatu.
Vampire Brawl. Bummer.
Yep. I'm going to switch over to fire. I think that they are more susceptible to fire.
I was gonna ask just because I was like, sunlight is hot,
That's true.
right? And then I saw you were using electricity, and I was just like, well, that is a source of light.
Yeah, and we know from the description that the lightning spell is a modified light spell. Oh, that's pathetic.
Yes.
We're just going to be sticking with lightning for a while.
The death animation's great.
Yeah. I feel like this kind of goes back to what we were talking about with, like, different levels of creepiness in the design.
Mm-hmm.
This feels satisfactorily creepy for a vampire, but it is not nearly as unnerving as the mare's floating head.
Right.
Let's get my...
Also, I don't know if I said this earlier, because I thought it earlier. The subtle pops of the torch are real nice.
They
like a really
are.
nice, like audio design, just anchoring you in the space. And this music's also very good.
Yeah. All of the music in this game is excellent. All the people who contributed to the game are really talented. And some pretty big names. I forget what I have to do here. I think it's supposed to be a block of ice, so let's re-equip our fire. This is the joy of only having 2 spell slots. We did it.
Cool. Wow.
Oh yeah, so now
Summon
we...
Ice Sword?
Yeah, we can summon an ice sword that'll float around us a little bit and fight with us.
Cool.
I believe it lasts as long as you have mana.
Okay. But does it use mana while it's out?
It does, I believe. To whoever finds me, I was at my end. I couldn't survive any longer without transmuting myself. Take me out of this prison, and you'll find I can be of service. Therian Bunch, Spell Sword of the Golden Lance. So, spell summons a spectral sword as a temporary soul familiar. Stays for as long as the caster has mana, or until the spell is cast again. Once a spell sword under the service for the Holy Lance, they turned into a living sword to survive in the Great Well.
I love that.
So we got a little Holy Lance guy. Oh, this is fire again. I'm always doing this.
Wiggle, wiggle, drop.
They leave their little red skeletons. Hey, buddy. Oh, I'm out of mana. Oh, come on.
Oh! He's juking!
Yeah, if you let them live, they become kind of hard to target. They start jumping around quite a bit. Which is a nice touch. It's also very annoying. Because I think I mostly fought these with a crossbow, maybe?
Oh no!
Alright, so this happens occasionally.
I absolutely hate that.
Yeah, this is one of the worst. Also, when it hits you, it takes 40 silver.
You get it back when it's murdered.
This jerk is eating all my mana. So I forget that this is just a thing that happens sometimes. I don't remember how scripted they are. Because they always catch me by surprise.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're back here. Yeah.
Oh,
They're terrible. They're terrifying. You never see them coming. They spawn, like, before you can even get close enough to be like, ooh, treasure. And then they eat your money. And you never get it back. Alright, we should get out of here. I think we just have to keep going for a little bit. Actually, that might have been it. Okay, this will take us deeper in.
the way I got so silent an inch closer to my screen, waiting for another mimic to come out, which I think would be rude to stack them that closely. But I was like, the save has been weird. What if it's gonna do it? What if it only did mimics from now on?
They are super sparing with the mimics in this game, from my experience, which I think is a large part of why they're so effective. I just kind of forget about them. Hi, buddy. And then just all of a sudden, I'm good, but then here comes somebody gonna eat all of my money. Which fortunately we don't need a whole lot of money in this game, and if we need to, I can just go back to the library and take money from the books, because they tend to have a small chance to drop like 10 currency.
Vampire page, that's cool. We're idiot.
Got him. But I am just eating through my mana. Uh-oh.
Oh god. Is that the guy who we saw from... No, that's just another dude.
No,
Okay.
this room is pretty rough if you just run in. There's like 4 or 5 of them. It's also rough when you don't hit your target.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm not showing off a lot of their moves, but they do have some pretty interesting little dodges and attacks.
Little jigs.
They'll zig when you think they're gonna zag. I'm trying to remember if anything happens in any of these cells. I think that there's like one cell with a secret door.
Go poke. And we'll go torch repeatedly.
I do think if we can set this boy on fire, it'll take a lot of damage.
Oh, there we go. Oh,
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
that's rude as heck.
It is rude, but it's a very good attack, especially if you are just kind of like, oh, these are just kind of mindless vampires. They're just going to wander towards you, and that little charge-up dash will, as you saw, take a good chunk of your health. Oh, there it is. Secrets.
Don't like that.
These are bad slimes. We're not going to talk with them.
Do y'all know Do y'all know our girlfriend? She'd be really disappointed in your behavior.
Oh, baby. Okay.
Can we read fast?
Wand of Power. Okay. If this is the wand I think it is, we're kind of set. So I believe that this is a wand that casts magic automatically just as an attack. It doesn't use any mana. And I believe it uses either light or fire magic. Just like random roll the dice. It's an incredibly good weapon. Like, I'm pretty certain my character was using this up until the end. And it's got a fun little noise.
Oh, hello?
Did you see somebody?
No, May barked.
Oh. Hi, May.
She barked because it's dinner time. According to her, at least.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
It's always dinner time. Okay, so I think we want to go this way. I think we want to skip that. And... nope. There should be a way up and out of this castle. It might be this, but this might be the way we came in. This is the way we came in.
I don't want that way. I want a different way.
I'm pretty sure it was in one of the corners.
Music reminds me of something. And my brain wants to say Zelda.
I was gonna say, it does
But
feel
I
a little
don't
bit
know-
like Zelda.
Like, I don't know if it's... Like, I'm thinking Ocarina of Time or, like, Majora's Mask, but, like... what is it? Dampy's, like, little grave temple? Like, the...
Okay.
I don't, but I don't recall what's what. Like, it's just that's what it's cultivating in my brain, but that could be based off the visuals, but it is making me think of N64 Zelda.
I get that. I think I was going a little bit more Gerudo Village. But I also see the Dampy because of, like, the way that Dampy moves and walks.
Yeah.
And how that feels like it is in time. And also just, like, the general creepiness of this area. Alright, we're gonna...
Also, it's way creepier on, like, the capture you're sending me than on stream. It's wild. Like, it's still creepy on stream. But when I'm watching, I'm like, oh, they can see it a mile ahead of me.
Yeah, this is another one of the creepier areas. Man, I could have sworn it was here, and I don't have any way to interact with it. Tell you what, let's go back and talk to our boy, Garrett. See
Garrett
if he's got anything to say.
killed some guys. You okay, buddy?
Found a way inside.
Oh no, is he gonna be dead?
But Garrett is very much the, Onion Knight of this game.
Oh, great.
Okay, well, that doesn't super help, buddy.
I just want to be... Garrett, take my hand. Let me show. Come.
This is really odd. I'm now trying to remember how I got in to the castle because I was so confident it was from the cells. So let's consult the map. Having these community-made maps is really helpful. And also, it is very challenging because they are all like 3 or 4 levels, and they are all just kind of stacked on top of each other.
Love that. Little sandwich.
I think we actually have to get in here from another direction. Which means we are going to have to head back. How much time do we have left? Oh, we got time.
Where are we gonna go? What are we gonna do? Garrett! Can you help? Wanna stand up, bud? You're not even investigating very hard.
I think it's probably time. It might be time to go back to the library.
What? Oh, the library. We are stronger now.
We are, and I've spent a decent amount of time grinding that area, so now I kind of know how the enemies move, what their attacks look like prior to the attack. Hopefully I can dodge a little bit better. Let's set this up. Okay. We've got our fun little power wand now, which we should read. We should read what this thing does. Let's start off, let's level up. We've got 6 points. What's calling to you?
Remind me, dexterity in this game?
Dexterity is going to be your ranged weapons and also jump height.
Jump height. Let's do... intellect.
Right. All of it?
Yes.
We got a new weapon. We gotta power it up.
Yeah.
Let's do a quick save, and let's check in with Wayne's Rest. I don't remember if anything gets updated here with, like, new items yet. But it's worth checking in with Cheryl the Crow and seeing what we got.
God, I tried to think of a Sheryl Crow song there, and I came up with nothing.
Oh man, we should put that in the
Every
docket.
day is a winding road. Yeah, that's all I got.
So one of the things that I didn't bring up earlier is originally, like, health vials and mana vials are really cheap.
Does
But
it go
as
up
you
with your
buy them,
health?
they start to become way more expensive.
Oh, so it's based on purchasing, not your health, and trying to accommodate.
Correct. As I was grinding through the library, I was making a bunch of money, and I was just kind of like, maybe we'll buy some health vials just for safety's sake. And then I suddenly realized I was paying like 50 currency per. It's like, oh, that's fine. Which is not a big deal. There's not a whole lot to buy, as we've talked about. But it is worth being aware of because the number of health potions just in the world are limited.
Mm-hmm.
There's Clive. I don't remember. I don't think we have any special formulas. I don't have any snowflakes. Snowflake obsidian. I probably have that. Oh yeah, we have so many ocean bone shards.
Ocean bone.
But yeah, I haven't really shown this off. Again,
Yeah,
I don't think it's...
Gave us like a little tour, but we didn't do anything at the time.
Yeah, we're gonna stop doing that because that flashing is very annoying. But there are quite a few things that you can make. Some of them I think are pretty useful, but again, this is also a game that very much is just kind of like, hey, if you just want to like grind through it, you can. I really wish we had one of the black books to give to Daedalus, because I think that those are really cool. I would like to show what that is like. Oh yeah, hold on. We should check out and make sure that this is the one I'm thinking it is. A strange magical weapon made of several wands and holy relics fused together through genius or madness fires a projectile of random element. Okay. So this one may just be like a general weapon, or a general status effect style weapon, so could be really good, could be something that the enemy is really resistant to.
Gotcha. Okay.
Alright.
Oh,
Let's see if we're gonna have to fight a chimera.
The drums on this track are great.
Yeah, this is a very funky library. A 10 currency. Hey, buddy.
Oh, it's a
So
blue
we have another
door.
magic door, but we don't have a pillar on this side. Which is a bit of a problem, because that's kind of how I was planning to get out of here.
Oh. We need a blue spell. Do we have an ice boy? Oh, we need the column. That's what it is.
Yeah, that is the difficult one.
We need to deposit the spell into the column.
Exactly. You gotta put it in the pneumatic tube so that the spell teller can spell account or something. I don't know. This metaphor got away from me. Well, let's find a chimera.
Okay. Did it just neigh like Bullford? Oh, I guess there's a goat. An ibex? Something's there. Oh. Does it not have a head now?
It doesn't have a lion's head.
Oh, okay.
I think this is going to make it... Okay, it's dead. I was going to say, I think this makes it a lot more difficult, because I think that the goat has to take physical damage. But it seems like because the snake was still alive, I was able to do magic attacks to it and just, like, overpower it to death.
Dressing. This wand is great, though.
I love it. There are definitely some weapons that are going to be more useful because they are pretty immediate.
Yeah.
But there are definitely a few weapons, or a few wands that, like, as soon as I got them, I was just like, I'm never unequipping this. Like, this will just be a thing that I carry with me until the end of the game. Yeah, let's head back down. Is this the Daedalus room? No, but it connects to the Daedalus room. I don't remember if we talked to Daedalus in this version. I might have when I was doing the run-throughs, but I want to make sure.
Yeah, I can't remember when we talked to him.
Is it blindfold? Well, I chose to be blinded this way. It was the only way to read these black books. Besides, there is no knowledge my eyes could give me that I haven't already obtained. Make sure to bring me any black-stained books you find. I should look up where those are, so that we get one for the next session.
The way they both whipped around.
Yeah.
Like, Brett.
It is very funny when you antagonize an enemy in an area, and they all just immediately turn on you like it's an MMO.
God, Contact's so good. Every area we go in, I'm like, yes.
And it's never... I don't know, part of me wants to say it's never what you think it's going to be, but I think that that's just because we're in the funky library, where... Alright, this may be a physical attack.
Oh, I hate this.
Because I just always find it very funny how, funky the library music is. Alright, you're light resistant.
Good lord.
Yeah. Really like this one, but it is a complete another gamble as to, like, are you gonna crit hit or hit something that's completely resistant? Buddy. Extremely concerned that we're going to have to go back to the fetid mire. There might be another exit through the accursed tomb. And now that we have this, and I think that there's another wand in an area down there, the mausoleum, there's also a boss, which can be kind of a pain. But this would be a really good example of, like, why I kind of think the boss fights in this game are a little uninspired. Which is nothing new to Kingsfield-style games. I kind of feel like that is not a thing FromSoft got down until Demon's Souls.
Sure.
But it is just kind of... I was going to say Doom-style circle strafing, but that feels insulting to Doom. Tell you what, let's pull up my maps real quick and look and see what this cursed tomb looks like. Well, I guess it is worth a try. I don't know how well it'll go, but we will give it a shot. We are getting closer to wrap-up time, and I think that this would be a decent way to show some stuff off.
Yeah.
I will also bring up a thing that Dimmy told us, which is that death is here.
And there's a demon, right?
Death and a demon. We are going to fight the demon.
Okay.
Death is a physical person in this world, much like in Castlevania. You can kill Death and get their weapon.
Okay.
I've only read about this because I've never bothered doing it. I've been chased by Death, which is terrifying.
Is it like a Mr. X energy?
It's Mr. X if Mr. X could just float through walls.
Oh no!
So it's very intimidating. It's me just like constantly running and looking behind myself and being like, all right, do I need to like try and loop them around?
Is Death anchored to any one zone? Or do you just have to outlast Death until Death decides Death's tired?
So naturally, Death is just anchored to this zone. We are all chased by Death. It's the sad truth.
Yeah.
When you get Death's weapon, you can use it, and apparently it's a pretty powerful weapon, but it has degradation. And eventually it will break, and when it breaks, I believe it summons Death in that area.
Oh.
I'm trying to remember exactly how it works, because it is very interesting, and also I've never done it, because it's a thing that I'm just kind of like, I'm good. But I just think that this is like an extension of Kira's appreciation for Castlevania, and like, Death is a servant of Dracula and regularly a character in Castlevania games. And so putting Death in this game and making him a person that you can kill and also take their weapon. That was lucky. Both feels right and also is very, oh god, this is going to be dark for you.
No, I mean, I could change it.
You could.
I could change it on me, but I'm not going to. I have it on 2 displays in front of me. We're good.
Good. Alright, so this is the Twisted Staff that I really like. Let's pull this out before things get rough. A magical staff made from twisted birch that emits white-hot fire magic. So this is strictly fire. It is incredibly good against things that are weak against fire. I don't know why it's not spawning. Because I haven't fought it anywhere else. Okay, well if it doesn't want to spawn, we will go further into the mausoleum and possibly get chased by Death. Deal with these skelly dorks.
Warp.
Yeah, the magic noises in this are very silly. I appreciate them.
It's like, oh, I got the runtime package for RPG Maker. I guess I could use these sounds.
Yeah. It's got big,
I ain't even mad about it, honestly.
Yo, we got a black book. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe we'll just take that back to Daedalus and call it a stream. Because, yeah, this area is a big maze, and there is some cool stuff. At a certain point, Death will start talking to us, I believe, and telling us, or just let us know that, like, we are being chased and should probably get out of there. That looks neat.
A cursed blade.
Yo, I love curses.
Maybe we shouldn't be in this place. Maybe we should not go into the maze. We're going into the maze.
We're gonna go. We're gonna see a little bit of it. We're gonna get in, get out.
Bruh.
got all these baddies. Definitely not a trap up ahead. This might be where the demon is. Huh. Very ominous. And no music.
Yeah, I hate it.
Death approaches. Okay. You know what? We saved.
Demon spawns. Oh no.
So I guess I kind of lied. I have tried to fight death, not intentionally, but I was exploring this place and just happened to run into death. I'm gonna take off. We can find him close to the exit. And death is a really tough fight because they will continually curse you and prevent you from using attacks. They will slow you down. They have a lot of draining attacks that will just eat away at your health. It's a very serious fight, and I just, like, eventually opted to just leave the area, because I was just, like, I got a bunch of stuff. I don't want to do this again.
Yeah.
I'm just getting out of here. Still not death. I wonder if they changed this demon spot. Nope, there's the demon.
Oh no! Oh no, I don't like looking at him.
Yeah, no, I'm not happy about having to fight it
I
here
went from I
now.
didn't like it to it's cool to like.
So there's death.
This is fine.
Okay, that's what I wanted. Let's go.
Leading curse to death, right behind you.
Everything's good. It's fine.
Don't turn around.
No, this is not the way I want to go. I want to go this way. I'm going to take my first left. I think I take a left again. Now I'm just playing Silent Hill and trying to remember the map in my head.
Is death still behind you?
Yes, very much so.
Oh, okay. It's still, he stays tight, huh? He doesn't quite drift far away, huh?
He's very quick. I think I took the wrong turn. Yep. This is another reason that you might want to get your speed up to 50 is... Part of the reason is you want to be able to outrun enemies. And sometimes that enemy is death.
It's tickling you real good, huh?
Alright, I think we're good. I think we're getting out of here.
I mean, we're at half health. I don't know. Death? So rude. And we barely had any help. My God.
We did it. I'm trying to remember if we go back in there, if they're there. I think it resets. So yeah, that's death. Very terrifying.
It's like, I mean, I didn't get a good look, but it's definitely like, it's like unrelenting though. So like it is evocative of the reason why I don't play like scary games. Like, what's crap.
Silent Hill.
No, the Hideo Kojima...
PT.
Thank you. I was like, the hallway simulator.
That's the one.
because like I didn't like he's a lady, you know. She might be there, so you just got to keep moving.
Yeah, it's made even worse by the fact that death just floats through the walls. So now you kind of have to, and it doesn't do big looping movements like some enemies would, because that would give you a way to work around it. It just kind of goes for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not completely sure, but I think that it speeds up over time. So it's a thing that like really behooves you to either get in, kill it, and get out, or just get out.
Hate it.
Dodge. That's rude. Hopefully that book didn't see me.
That's what I'm gonna be for Halloween. Is just that sound. Hey, bud, we got a book for you.
Is that a black-stained book? May I read it? Most gracious of you, Gerald. Gerald is a generous rat collective.
A generous group of guys, a group of pals.
I'm back soon, and I'll tell you what knowledge it held. So could
you leave this area and come back, and then he has knowledge, or does more like in-game events have to occur?
It is timer-based, I believe. Oh. I don't know if it has to be like game runtime or just general real-world runtime, because this game does have some real-world runtime stuff. Maybe next session we kick off with checking in, and if it's not ready, we'll check in at the end of the session and find out what spell we get.
Cool.
I do know that the way that these spells work is it is scripted to be first you get one spell, then you get another, then you get another. There's no way to mix up and get...
Gotcha.
It is a set order in which you get them.
Cool.
I think I've only ever gotten 2.
Do you know how many books there are?
I believe there are 3.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if the last black book is just at the end, near like the point where I kind of stopped sharing and was kind of trying to just wrap up the game, or if it was just the thing where like I missed it in looking for things. But yeah, what are we thinking? We got 3 points.
Strength.
Keeping strength and magic parallel. I'm kind of surprised I haven't used more ranged stuff. I kind of got into that with a couple of my characters. Nothing spectacular, but it's just really nice being able to have a ranged attack, especially in the forest. It kind of doesn't matter now because we have a wand.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that is going to wrap it up for us. We're making good progress. We've got a handful of places left.
Yeah.
I will chart out our path. I'm also gonna bring us into just chatting to wrap up.
I love chatting.
But yeah, we are moving at a decent clip. Like I said, I will figure out how to get to the next set of areas we need to go to. We had a little mid-boss fight. It was pretty boring, but we are also at a way higher level, and we had the nice little fire staff. So next time we'll maybe do one of those. We will also probably have a big boss fight.
Cool.
Looking forward to that. We'll spend some more time with our boy, Garrett.
Good. Do we get him inside where he needs to go?
We do. We will actually see him in a couple different places. And there are a few choices here in this game, and one of them has to do with Garrett. I don't know how big of an impact they have on the ending.
Okay.
But, yeah, it does feel kind of like the FromSoft thing of, like, you have some small decisions to make, and by and large, they are not going to change anything, because a lot of FromSoft games take place after everything big has happened, and you are just deciding what the next phase looks like. A phase that you will never live to see.
Right. Well, cool.
So yeah. Well, thank you all for joining us for another episode of Nostalgia Fueled. We will be meeting again next week. Are we going to try for the 2 o'clock time?
Yes.
Perfect. And we will be doing more Crow Country.
Yes.